Hey, what's going on, good people? It's your girl T Hardaway,
And it's Michaeel Bahsil.
and we are the Did It for the Hood podcast.
Indeed.
We are so happy to be back again, but today we have another wonderful creative on the podcast because
Yes.
we like to bring y'all variety, not just the regular everyday run of the mill professional, but we also bring in the creatives. We love creatives, so I'm gonna let Mike go ahead and do this introduction.
Yeah. So this man right here, I met him in high school. It was during a summer program called Broadway Dreams, and he's multi-talented. Singer, composer, musician. Like just does it all. So I just want to just express some love to him, give him some great thanks, say gratitude to his way. Shout out to Jonathan Bynoe. Make some noise for this man right here.
Appreciate it. Glad to be here,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. So, man, hey, I feel like let's just go ahead and start it off. Where you from? Tell us your story.
Man, I was born in New York, raised in Atlanta, so I consider myself an AT alien for sure. Uh, I started out with content probably about 2.5 years ago. It was pre-pandemic, pretty much like a ton of creators have. But prior to that, I was in school for theater, and I was a musical theater major. So I did, and I have a degree from music theater, a school that I went to. I'm not gonna shut them out, but
They get no play over here.
I get it. I get it.
I feel that.
experience. But I got my degree and I got up out of there. But yeah, man, I started creating content and back in late 2019, a couple of friends convinced me to hop on the platform, and they were pretty notable on the platform themselves. And I was like, oh wow, cool. And so later on, a year later, we were all locked up in the crib. And so as what I did is I had my little phone, my little tripod, and I was just coming up with the silliest concepts I could come up with. And after a while, you start realizing brands reach out and people are like, oh, they pay me. I was doing this for free for months. You don't pay me like $100, you know what I'm saying? then
Mm-hmm.
then on and so forth. Started to become I won't say a career, but something I could make money off of and provide with my wife and my daughter with. So it's something I do full time, and I'm still attacking the angle of acting and producing as well. And so I have an agent now, so they just I get what I get, and I audition when I audition, and I send my beats out to the people who I send my beats out to, like my boy Mike. And so I'm just constantly creating and constantly working, So
Yes, sir.
that's a brief. There's a whole lot in between that, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, but we gonna get into the nooks and crannies, man. So I know you said, you born in New York, raised in Atlanta. So how was it just growing up?
Man, it was honestly I could say I grew up with I, I had some really great parents that really fed into me. They really fed into my me and my siblings. And so of course there were ups and downs as there were for a lot of families, but I was really into sports starting out. I was never really into the arts until I got to high school, my junior year, and then I started. This first play I did was the Wiz, and I played the Tin Man. And I was
Sure.
snap, I can sing. I was like what? I like being on stage, and so after like post injury, my sophomore year, typical ACL story that every athlete has. I kind of just went into the arts there. And so my dad was like, what? Because me and my dad were so close sports wise growing up. And my mother was more into the arts. She was the actress growing up. She got commercials and the voiceovers and stuff. And so I never really paid attention to that growing up. Like, but like once that shift happened in high school, then I realized me and my mother got really closer in that aspect. And not that me and my father drifted apart, but like I just watch sports from afar now as a former athlete. So growing up, it was nothing too crazy. Um, there have definitely been like moments where I was ready to dip, as any other kid under 18 was ready. But, uh, it was some ups and downs, but in a positive way. I could say I grew up, thankfully, with a really good family, great foundation.
Yeah, love to hear that. Love to hear that. So, man, you had said something about just like, well, actually, I'm gonna just circle back. So when it comes down to just creating the content, everything like that, what is something that people don't really know about that side that you feel like is very vital to what you do?
Um, Quite honestly, there's an ethic, as there is anything. There's a work ethic towards it. A lot of people I see nowadays just want to like get viral quick, and I get it. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here and cap. Like, I'm not one of those people that, like, before I had my first video that did really well. Of course, I was like, oh my gosh, I want another one. But after a while, after so many, like, because TikTok is TikTok. Creators have so many videos doing over 100,000 after a while. If you're a consistent creator, after a while, you start to realize, like, if you're only going viral, there's like no substance in your content at times. Like,
Mm.
so it's really important for me when I create. Like, what's really vital is to make sure that you make sure you're creatively aware that, like, you're conscious of what you want to put out, no matter how far you go upwards. That's why I can appreciate artists like Kendrick, like even Beyonce. Like, they still challenge themselves, like, as they get bigger. And I'm not gonna name any other artists that kind of stay, but like, there's certain artists that get to a certain threshold and just chill right there,
Mm-hmm.
desire to grow. So I think the vital part is there's an ethic. Like, it's really easy to become complacent, or really easy to start caring less, like what the substance of your content is. So my goal is, each time whenever I work with brands, or even just for my posts, I'm not gonna post 4 or 5 times a day, but I will give you 1 or 2 posts a week, and I hope you remember them going into that next week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's
Mm-hmm. Heard that. Heard that. So, what's one of the biggest motivations in trying to just stay on top of your game? Honestly, keep on staying aware of self and aware of like setting the bar each time.
I think my motivation, um, purpose. I think, and I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but
Mm.
it's
It ain't
crazy.
cliche if it's real.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks, man, I've been really like just spiritually in tune. Like, what am I here for? And so I want to make sure that I'm doing everything like within my day to day, because tomorrow's not promised. You know what I'm saying? Like, tomorrow is takeoff was not supposed to go. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
But
Listen,
Thank
man.
you.
tomorrow's not promised, and so in each day, it's important for us to just make sure we live it to the fullest. And
For
so
sure.
my motivation is making sure that my purpose is fulfilled before I leave this earth. My motivation is my daughter. My
Mm.
motivation is my wife. They motivate me to be my best self. Because when I do leave, what legacy am I going to leave for my daughter? So it's mainly motivation in my family. Like,
Mm.
sorry, my motivation is purpose in my family.
Mm.
So, Jonathan, you're a content creator. What type of content do you create?
I do more so comedy sketches, little quick vids. That's pretty much it. Like, that's where it's more on the. I really create bits against myself. I write ideas or be inspired by other creators and want to create my own version of it. But that's what I mainly do, just comedy sketches. People just gravitate towards that.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Mm.
And
not. I'm not a comedian. I don't consider myself.
hey,
People,
You
but
had to make
listen,
that
y'all.
clear.
people call themselves comedians, and it's like, the word itself is starting to diminish.
Mm.
Crazy. It's really crazy, because so
Yeah.
many people, okay, cool, you're quit. And I'm not saying people can't call themselves whatever they can't call themselves, but like, there's so many people on the platform just calling themselves comedian. And I'm like, is it because you make funny content? Can you go and do stand up? You know what I'm saying? There's a difference.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a difference. I don't know. I don't know.
Because
Nah, nah.
comedian is a separate art form, and
Yeah,
people don't realize the timing and
I
you know,
respect. I
yeah,
respect.
there's no editing.
At
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
No, but I do want the people outside of this podcast, the people that's listening, to know Jonathan is hilarious. Like, for real. Like, from the church sketches to just doing sketches with himself with the Panera. Like it's stuff like that. So at least talking about the content, how did those sponsorships like start coming? Like what? Like I guess got the connection.
What was the video that started it all?
First, I'll answer your question, Mike,
Mm-hmm.
and then T. The video that I can say that probably started it all was I landed a partnership back in 2020 with Gushers. Y'all know Gushers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was my first like big one. And what a lot of creators don't know is because I see some other creators that have significantly bigger followers than me. And I'll go, man, they're good. Like, why don't they specifically Black creators, not even necessarily white ones, because I feel like it's a lot easier for white creators to land deals. I can just honestly say that. And I don't, my wife always tells me, and I tell myself, I try not to pay attention to the system of it all, but I will say there is a system in that influencer world of who can garner deals. But I don't believe in it. My true belief is prayer, and I try to um uh I ain't got no agent, man. I ain't got no manager for this world. So I just pray and hope that brands reach out per month. My goal is 2 to 3 brand deals a month. I can take care of my family as of now. And sometimes it's a great month. Sometimes it's 5 deals a month. Sometimes it's one big deal for the month, but like that's good. That'll hold me over. But um, that the deal that I can say was back in 2020 Gushers, and it was a campaign that was called Black Voices Create, and it gave me some exposure. Like I mean, they amplified my page a lot. Like they just boosted that specific post, and a lot of people started seeing that post, and they went and saw my other stuff. And then after that, like once the audience is followers, but it's also agencies and brands that are paying attention to your page as well. And so it did some interest from other brands. I then got Hardys, and then I got Zaxby's, and then like after a while, I was rumbling around in the chicken industry for a while. I was like, all right, this is trying to get a little racist. Like, what's going on? What's going on, all right? And so, and it was good. They were small deals, but they were deals nonetheless. I was finishing out my senior year, and I didn't have no job, man. I didn't have a job. I didn't, I had a child, 4 or 5 months, and wasn't married at the time, and I was just trying to just hustle. Like,
Yeah.
Get that money.
all I knew I wanted to do was create. I wanted to be a creator for other people. I knew that for one thing, I'm here to entertain people. So I knew for sure that whatever I was gonna do income wise, I just need to make sure that I'm creating. And so I did the natural part. I just let God do the super part of it all. And so after a while, 2021 hits. It's a great year. I started landing more brand deals right after I got married consistently. Like I started landing deals like consistently to the point where we were like, we can get a house. And my wife was working in casting. And so after about 4 or 5 months of saving, strongly with the help of my wife, but she was holding it down. Like she was um, working in the casting industry. And once I started like getting just a little bit, I wasn't like super consistent, but like once I started, like it was 2 or 3 deals that I was landing the first 2 months in a row. I said, wow, that's 2 good months in a row. I said, babe, I can pay some bills with this, and so Maya was like, yeah, we could. Like, we're gonna go get a house. And we were with her parents at the time, man. And so it was such a different time. And now we're 8 months into this home, and it's a nice little condo. Yeah. I ain't gonna say the specific area because I don't know who watching.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, don't do that.
We're
Don't do
doing
that.
that. None of that.
Because the
You know,
scammer's still scamming, brother.
Oh.
just a nice little condo, man. I'm here with my family. And but yeah, that's kind of what it started off. And I will say though, for other brands, I think I was talking to my boy J1, if you land one, shout out to J1, hey, if you land one like big deal, other bigger brands can see that, oh, he's capable of doing a big brand deal. And so I think that's honestly what opened it for me to begin with. So yeah, that's just started off really like 2 years ago and kind of fluctuating consistently.
Man,
Fire.
it's so beautiful because, like you said, you're only 2 years in.
Yeah.
Man, it's God, man. Yeah.
Man, nothing but. So I know what is your like I want to know like what is your ultimate goal with just your art period, because I feel like this is just a piece, not even just a whole of what you are capable of doing, you know what I'm saying? So what is your like ultimate goal for like what you want to do with your art?
I think my ultimate goal, I don't want to say I don't know. Like that's one of my answers. I'm gonna say I don't know because I've had a problem of Mike, I've had a problem of like being in the future too much, of trying to know.
Mm,
And so,
mm,
and even over planning. And so, what I will say is, I hope wherever I am 5 to 10 years down the line, I'm still creating at a higher level, um,
Mm,
wherever that may be. I don't even want to get specific because I pray specifically, but here I'll say, wherever that may be, I hope I'm at a higher level, still entertaining people. That's honestly what my ultimate goal is.
mhm.
But yeah, because you talked to me like 5 months ago, I was like, man, I'm trying to do this. I was like, shut up.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
Shepherd my sheep and just keep my head down, stay consistent. Since then, God been going crazy. So that's
Mhm. And I love that you keep God at the center of it. And so, like, can you speak on just like the impact that prayer and faith has had just in your journey as a whole?
yeah, man. I started really testing my faith once I moved into this home, and I'll say that to say because where I'm at, I feel like I'm such a young and I'm only 24, but like I don't necessarily have the type of job where I wish, and I would say I wish, where I'm on like someone's pay stub. Like I know I'm getting this on the 15th and the 30th.
Yeah,
Sometimes like the way brand deals work and just monetization of my content on Instagram or whatever, that could hit like this day, that day, 60 days from now, 40 days. Like it's just inconsistent. And so
mhm.
I don't know where my next check is. All I can do is test my faith and say, God, you know what I need for this month? And I need you to provide, and I can't really I don't doubt him. I haven't doubted him a single month that I've been here. And he's just kind of been consistent. And I've just been really, really grounded. I've been trusting him. Like I told my followers a few months ago, I was like, this is my best year spiritually. Therefore, it has been my best year. So
mm.
I encourage everyone to really just get whatever that may mean to them, just get spiritually in tune.
Yeah,
Your perspective starts to change. Like even as just me as a creator creating little funny, crazy sketches, it's like um I had cousins, and I'm not like, not calling them a hater, but I just have cousins like, how you doing that? How you paying bills with that? And it's just like, you tell me, you know what I'm saying? You tell me, like 2 years ago, this is not the industry that I was aiming for 2 years.
yeah,
I was aiming for like musical theater, like broad, like I was like, and I still am like to a certain level of extent, but I pivoted. I'm not gonna say I didn't necessarily stop doing it. I just pivoted. I have things to take care of. And so while I do that, I'm still gonna go in the creative direction. But I've just kept the faith, knowing that God is in control. And I don't know where this will lead me one day. But all I can do is just, you know, do my best each day. So
You know
yeah.
what the crazy thing about God when you talk about your path and what you plan, the funny thing is you may take a few detours, but when you look back, when you arrive where you were supposed to be and you look back, all of it was preparation. So all of these detours and turns, they're just preparing you for whatever you're gonna do in musical theater or beyond, because it's gonna be bigger than musical theater. I can already see that.
Thank you.
It's way bigger than musical theater. But yeah, go ahead, Mike. You killing it, brother. You killing it.
Hey,
I'm just here.
I'm screaming. But yeah, yo. What were some obstacles or just setbacks that you had to overcome to get to where you at now?
I won't say obstacles, but I will um like I think it having a child was my obstacle.
Mm,
And honestly, it while I thought it was an obstacle in the beginning, it was my biggest blessing.
mm,
it like Cook, you knew me in high school, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
my ethic changed, my
Mm-hmm.
what I was grinding for changed. Um, my intellect, how I communicated, my being a little more intentional because I have
Mm-hmm.
a why. Like she like she looks up to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm her father. Like I can't go look at my parents. She looks up to me. So it's like, okay, it's time to step up and man. And so that was definitely an obstacle with myself, not even her being the obstacle. It was just an obstacle with myself trying to figure out how to step into my manhood a little stronger while doing this funny content. You know what I'm saying? How to make the funny content benefit um, where I'm at now. And not even just uh, monetary wise, but just like creatively. Like, because I told Maya this, I was saying like, um, what they're paying on Broadway, you know, it's not a ton of money. I still desire it, you know, and that's because I don't desire it because of the money. It's my passion, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so when we have Denzel and all of them coming back to Broadway off of doing a $20 million movie, and they're only now I'm pretty sure they're paying them a lot per week, but like it's nowhere near as what they're making on movies. It's a passion to do theater, you know what I'm saying? It's a passion to just create with artists for free time. Like to me that like that's paying me in itself. It's like fulfilling my purpose of being here, you know. So I just make sure that I'm just really clear and see the obstacle as it being a trial as a trainer. Like my trials can just be my trainer because it's preparing me to not necessarily make that same mistake again in the future. So
Jonathan, I'm about to close my computer and do a praise break. I'm about to just slam this computer closed. Just, I'm like this. I'm over
Nah, for
here
real.
feeling every gospel song I can think of,
yeah.
just rocking back and forth. But no, that's real. That's real. That is so real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like man, like so. I do want to ask. I know you didn't want to. You spoke on just you didn't want to say the university you went to, and I get that. But at that your time there, how was that?
um, it was an experience, man. I went to a PWI. It was very small.
A public white institution for the listeners.
Yeah. Uh, very small. And honestly, man, I got a lot of opportunities there. I was the leader. I think I was leading a lot of the shows that I did there and had the opportunity to collaborate with some wonderful artists and wonderful creatives. I think just my experience there, the overall college experience, it was somewhat of a cultural shock, but a more conservative shock. Um,
Mm.
I handled it how I handled it. I rolled with the punches, but this was during the Trump era, like the entire time.
Wow.
Everybody was just kind of coming out. You know, Maya Angelou, everyone was really showing up there. So that and um, I handled it the best way that I could. Quite honestly, um, it wasn't the most terrible experience. There was just a lot of issues, race wise, and I think there's a lot of out of almost all PWIs there are some racial issues underlying.
Love.
No institution is perfect, but it was definitely an experience for me. And that's what I'll say on that.
Heard.
Yeah.
Understand.
Heard.
Understand.
Unfortunately, that's been a narrative that we've run into quite a few times on the show.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
we've expressed our feelings and our experiences in PWIs. I had my own bit of a traumatizing experience, and Mike has talked about his experience being at his university. So yeah, so I mean, we we understand. You ain't alone at all. So we completely understand.
Yeah, man, for real.
Real talk.
Yeah, so uh I know you spoke a little bit on it, just like the marriage life and just being a father. So, um, how how has that been? Like stepping into your more of your masculinity, things like that. Like how is that
It's
going?
been fun. I love being a dad. I love being a dad so much. I love being a husband. Like we joke and say like, man, I wish I could have done this 5 years from now. Like I want to do all this and then I'll do it. But like I feel like God
Yes,
line this up right here, and thankfully I'm handling it the best way that I can. And I have a village of support on both sides of the family. Um, but I love it, man. I think what I do enjoy about content creation is I don't necessarily have to report to anyone, and so I have deadlines to meet. Um, whether that be it's mainly brands because I don't set a own deadline to make a post for myself, but um, in between that, I try to balance my husband dad life and my content life. I try to make sure that I'm fulfilling my followers because I care for them and I am very, very, very thankful for their support. So I try to post as much as I can that suits to my well-being, but I also try to be as present as possible. And I know a lot of people don't think that it's just a post. It doesn't take a lot. When, in my opinion, I always says that when you do it well, it does take a lot. Like
Absolutely.
when you do it well, it like when you put effort, like when you have equipment and the editing and your writing and you're the only lighting. Now I want a team. I do desire to have it, but this is just where I am right now. I'm doing everything, every single part and aspect of these videos, multiple videos. And so I try to just balance that with being married and being a dad, man. I've learned to cook this year, man. It's like life is crazy. And
yeah.
not like college, man, I was going at a cab. Like I wasn't cooking in my apartment, or nothing like that. And so this is the year I really started testing my skills. This is the year I started um watching the news more. Like I don't know, I'm not getting old, but it's just you know,
Hey man, listen, you watching the news.
nah, it's more like Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Ah, okay. See that's different. You said Twitter. The news and Twitter is a little in my opinion. But I get you though.
Watching the View or whatnot. Good Morning America. But when I need the juicy news, I go to Twitter. Not or the shade room comments.
Oh, you
Okay.
want that real news?
Okay. Hey man. But yeah, so I want to know a little bit more about the production side of
Yeah.
you. Yeah, bro. Because if y'all don't know, Jonathan is also my in-house producer. So,
For sure.
I send my love and my gratitude his way all the time.
You gotta drop
Uh,
one. You gotta drop one. You gotta
hey
drop.
man, it's coming. It's coming for the people. They don't even know.
Tell him, Jonathan. Tell him again.
um, you just mean music production?
Yeah, music. I mean, hey, all aspects of production.
Oh, yeah, man. I have been producing for years, and I feel like where I started and where I am is just polar opposites. And I'm really grateful that I haven't um shared a ton of music yet. Like, not, and someone told me this. I was showing them music, and they were like, "Well, don't you want people to grow with you? Like, you start here, and they grow, and they hear." I'm like, "Yeah." But like to me in my head, I just feel like once it's out, it's out. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about my videos. And so um I feel like I'm I had a way of imitating music production wise. I had a way of imitating other producers growing up. I wanted to make sure I was just clear on my sound. And to me, I think I'm still finding my sound. Like there's just so many producers out right now. And I think I just want such a unique, eclectic sound with a combination of a lot of inspiration to the point that it's clear that, oh, this is Bynoe. That's what's up. So, and then on more of the recording side, this past year, I just got into cameras, man. And it made me go, oh man, I like filmmaking. This is really dope. And I feel like I'm in more of the um early beginning phases of it, but I definitely see myself like I'm not saying I'm making Tyler Perry movies like comedies. I'm just talking about more like understanding the aspect of just production, putting something together, having the beginning and the ending of something. I already know that I want to write a television show. Like I have a script and a title all lined up with characters in my head. And I'm like, okay, when it's ready, like just add more. If I have funny inspiration ideas or whatever, I'm just adding more to the pile as I just grow older. And so when it's time to maybe present it one day, like if the opportunity comes, man, that'd be great. But I just feel like I have so many goals in my head, but I have to make sure that I'm just cultivate and take my time with each individual gift that will make room for me, because that's the important thing. I heard someone say like like you could probably cook, but should you open a restaurant? You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make sure that these certain gifts are gifts that will benefit me and will make room for me in the future. You know, because if not, then you're doing something you ain't really supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? It's a hobby. It's a hobby, which we all need hobbies. We all need hobbies. So
Hey
yeah.
man, speaking of hobbies, what do you do outside of being a dad and being a husband, being a content creator?
As of late, I play a lot of Call of Duty, man. Like I this past month alone, I have found an outlet of just playing Madden and 2K and Call of Duty. Like it's been a great hobby. Um, and I know some people that's like their career. Like they sit on Twitch
Yeah.
and to me, I'm like, but I think I get video game fatigue. Like I can last an hour, like, but 2 to 3 hours, that's pretty long. And so I wouldn't say that music production is a hobby because I'm so passionate about it. But because I'm not necessarily getting paid right now, it's still considered a hobby. So uh, to me, in my head, I'm like, oh man, I could do this as a career one day. But as of late, that has been my outlet. I feel like everything that I do has just kind of been a hobby slash an outlet. Even content creation, and that's not necessarily what I fully want to do. I think it's just what's paying my bills right now. So yeah.
Hey, but listen, whenever you're trying to get that butt whooping at 2K, let me know.
Oh, cook, cook,
What?
relax.
Hey, no.
Work.
Y'all heard it here first on the Did It for the Hood podcast. Jonathan Bynoe wants his butt whooped at 2K. Okay, great.
Hey.
Listen. Hey, listen, all you gotta do is just give me the 2000, 2001 Lakers and I'm good.
Dang, really like that?
Just like that.
That what's that? Is that early
Yeah,
Kobe?
yeah, that was Froby era. Rest his soul, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, with Shaq, with Horace, either Horace Grant, I think.
Derek
Yeah,
Fisher,
yeah,
Definitely,
Davis,
definitely
yeah.
D-Fish, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Fox.
Yeah, Red Fox, yeah. Uh-huh. Right before I think he retired, I think.
I played
Tyrone Lue.
2003. Tyronn Lue.
Yeah. I call him Little Bow Wow.
Stop it. Stop
but
it. We
but
can't take you
man,
nowhere.
hey, listen, this is what you're gonna get.
I'm
But
with you.
hey man, so what is one thing that people will be surprised to know about you?
um,
I feel like Call of Duty was one.
yeah, honestly, I think people don't know that I can sing. Like
Okay.
I like legit like the following that I have. I don't think no one. Well, probably on my wife's page. My wife has a really established page as well on TikTok. So like maybe over there, but I think the people that just solely follow me for my content, they have no clue that I can sing. I don't think any of them have. And I'll see the comments, man, you should really go into acting. Man, you should. And I'm like, I have a whole degree in
No.
that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I went into acting. I tried it. Still looking at MFA programs. I'm like, I think I
Come
still,
on. What
huh?
MFA programs?
Yeah,
I mean, hey, if we gotta talk offline about it, we can do that. But
even it's that, man. The top ones. Yeah, Juilliard, um,
As you should.
USC. The top.
mhm.
I've looked. It's just the right time, and like, if I get into one of them, I'd have to uproot my family. We all got to go there, So it's one of the main reasons that that was my biggest goal when I was in undergrad. It was a smaller school, so typically people that do go to the bigger schools come from smaller schools, or you do a big undergrad and a big MFA. But one of my goals was to go do just MFA in acting. But detours, you know. You know.
Preparation detours, man, for real, man. So for anybody that is coming up as a content creator, what is some advice you would give them? Or
Um,
just, or actually not even just content creator, but just like all facets of what you do. What advice would you give them?
just find out who you are. Get garner as much inspiration as you can. I'm not gonna say be you, just find out who you are.
Right.
Garner as much
Mm,
inspiration, put it in a little gumbo pot, and just like figure out what complements you. What's something you notice people will like about you. Don't try to people please either, because when you people please, you start to do anything. Like you'll do anything for a buck. So I think anyone coming up in any creative aspect, just try to find out who they are. Like that's just really important. And for my creators, don't try to go viral. Make really good stuff, and that will go viral. But when you
mm.
try to go viral, you'll do anything. You know? You just, you'll just do anything. So yeah,
Thank you. Nah, that's all I got to say is thank you.
yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Guys, I got a question, Mike. Um, so Jonathan, I just want to circle back a little bit with your production, as far as your music production. Who would you say are some of your major influences?
Um, Number one is going to, and this is just my opinion. Okay,
Oh,
I think starting out, my ear was Kanye. Number
okay,
two,
that's real
number two was Pharrell.
for sure.
Um, Number three, I'm gonna just, it's not a top five in no order, but I'm saying number one, but it was Kanye, Pharrell. Um, Let me dig. I really, really, really like. There's a producer. He's not that known, but his name is DJ Dahi, and oh yeah,
No,
the most popular unknown producer. Um, uh, he wouldn't be in everybody's top. I know Timbaland's there. I know I have the list in my head, but I think just who's inspired me, like Soundwave. I would give it to Soundwave. Yeah, I'd give it to Soundwave. But Soundwave is like to me, got a lot of Kendrick hits. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and they're Kendrick hits nonetheless, but like a producer, what makes Pharrell so special? This man is still producing today. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's been in the industries in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he is working with a wide variety of artists, and it still sounds like Pharrell. It's like wow, and the music still fits the artist.
yeah.
That to me is so different. That's like, oh, you hard, like, like wow, like you can, like I don't know, like, and then even with himself, the production among himself, like how he compliments himself, it's really impressive. Um, and then number five, let me think. I'm gonna go with, oh my goodness, I'm trying to think of artists. Probably Jahan Sweet. He's a Jahan is on everything. Like if you type in his name on Instagram, Cook,
Yeah.
he's been on everybody's album from Kendrick to Beyonce to like everybody's latest project. I'm like, this man is everywhere. Jahan Sweet. He produced N95. He produced he was on
Yeah.
he was on Silent Hill. He has a lot of like
I've seen his face before. Yeah.
he has a lot of those beats that just be hitting. He produced I'm Drowning. I'm Drowning. He's a
I just
classic
seen. Yeah.
piano out of that became like this really dope hip hop producer, man. So um I won't say they're not like my top five, but those are the ones that like they have a very just eclectic sound where it's different. And I'm like, man, that just hits a part in my brain that just makes me go, ooh, like I like that.
Inspires you.
Yeah, it inspires me. I'm always trying to find some weird stuff. Like, oh, like,
Bro, there's so much rare music out here that like is just waiting to get touched.
oh, Monty Booker. I'm so tripping. Monty Booker, I'm so tripping. I'm so tripping. Shout out to Monty Booker. I don't know if he'll say this, but Monty Booker, like Monty Booker is at it. You know Monty?
course. Of course. Smino, all Smino stuff, bro.
And you always think I was like, there's somebody else
Yeah,
that just yeah,
yeah.
different. I like the different. Sorry, T.
Mhm.
Very limited.
No, I asked it because I wanted you to say it.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Um,
You got something else for him, Mike?
Yeah, I want to know like who are your inspirations on the acting side and vocally?
For sure.
Number one, my biggest inspiration acting wise has been Sir Jonathan Majors since I seen him in Last Black Man in San Francisco. And I promise you, I've been shouting this man's name from the rooftop, and it's just dope to see him blow up so fast. I'm like, dang. Um, I think another actor would probably be is Corey Hawkins. I'm not sure if you heard of him.
Yeah, I've heard the name. I gotta see his face again.
He played Dr. Dre in Straight Outta Compton.
Yes.
I just saw him on Broadway, and
Top Dog, right?
him and y'all up in the team, great, great.
I already know him.
Like shot Yaya too. Like Yaya's an inspiration of mine too. Like um I like Leo. Leo's raw. He's wicked, man. Um Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we
For the
follow you.
people
We
at home.
tracking.
Yeah. And then I guess singing wise, that's just a few. And there's Andrew. There's just a whole with like there's another cat named Kelvin Harrison Jr. He was in this movie called Waves. Um, his career is gonna explode soon, but he's done a ton of stuff. He was just in that Elvis joint. He played BB King. He was cold.
Oh, ooh, yeah. What else has he? You say he was in Waves. Can you name something else he was in?
He was in that movie with Peter Dinklage called Sereno. I'll send you his profile after this. Really,
Heard.
like I'm telling you,
Yeah.
he's got next. Um, vocally, man, I don't listen to a lot of male singers because when I listen to music, I listen to rap. Like,
I get you, bro.
but if I had to name my list, like who I admire, it's probably PJ Morton, probably uh, Stevie. My biggest inspiration in general is Michael Jackson. Like to me, he's the greatest artist to ever walk this earth. Um, I say that like
Period.
and I will argue that, but
Oh, nah. I will argue with you. Like that's the thing.
like it's just I still see videos today and I'm like, no one's doing that. There's copycats. There's people that are close, just like the Chris Browns, like, oh yeah, he got it. The Bruno Mars, he got it. Like stupid talented.
Thank you.
Um, but just he was the blueprint. And so
Period.
and I know he looked up to James Brown and looked up to the his previous people before, of course, but like he took that and just went a little further with it. You know?
Like they make you get a stank face when you think about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
My yeah. There's a long list. Like
Yeah.
it's to one where I can't even go top. Um, I think artistry wise, I just think I admire everything about Kendrick, and I'm not trying to like be on him like that, but like
Real talk.
it's creatively, like he's just so in tune. It's like it's really weird. It makes you go, "You okay? What is wrong?"
He's a
Listen,
generational talent.
Yeah.
literally.
Um, he's just pushing the bar, and so yeah. And it used to be Cole too. I used to really like Cole. Cole was like in that category for me too. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I got a whole lot going on. And then for my female artists, you got B. Oh, Beyonce in general. I can't even say female artists, like in general.
Yeah.
Whitney, in general. Aretha.
Period. In
Like
general. Okay.
heard like, oh, they get like they are it for life. Um, my mother's a singer and she's just one of my biggest inspirations to I listen to.
Love it.
Um, yeah, yeah. So I, yeah,
Bro.
it's just
Listen,
all over the place, man.
Yeah, you said Aretha. I don't know if you've heard this Aretha song before. It's called dang. It's called
Have you?
I'll Dip.
Huh?
It's
I'll
called
dip.
I'll Dip. It's off the
I'll dip.
Rose and Still a Rose album,
Oh wow.
bro.
Check that out.
Take a listen. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, man. So if is there anything on your journey that you wish you did differently?
Um, no, no.
Why no?
Uh, just in the past, God, like God has allowed everything to happen exactly. Like, if there's anything, no, I don't think so. Like, I wish I got wiser sooner. Like,
Mm,
I'm
Mm,
not saying I'm super wise now. I'm just saying I just wish you know, um, but after my junior or senior year, it was after my senior year, I started praying for wisdom, and so
mm,
changed the way I thought. It changed the people I surrounded myself with. God even isolated me to the point where I wasn't really seeing anyone because I think he just had me in the incubator for a while, just trying to just
mold
make.
you.
Yeah. And so now when I went out with people, I'm not picking and choosing who I want to be around. I just know who I'm grounded with. And if I see another grounded individual, I'm like, I vibe with you. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
And I'm not one of those people like, I vibe with you and I vibe with you. Like I'm not that. It's just like I think I'm just like, yeah, you cool, man. Like, I can see like, oh no, you off the loose. Like, nice meeting you, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Your spirit is selective.
Yeah, yeah. And I think honestly, I'm welcoming all. Like I love everything. I love all, but my just who I'm sure that I surround myself with or my family with, it's just very tight.
yeah.
Really tight.
Because you gotta go protect yourself, and also since you were a father, you gotta protect yours.
Yeah,
Simple.
yeah.
It's like that.
What's the verse like Kendrick watching Baby Shark with my daughter, seeing sharks outside or something like that? He said it in Worldwide
Yeah,
Stuff.
yeah. The baby watching Baby Sharks with my daughter. That one, that part.
Baby Sharks with my daughter, looking for sharks outside, like just making sure, like
Yeah,
what I'm going through. It's like,
yeah.
ah.
And listen,
So
When you get to see all the spirits, and I'm not trying to sound too much, but when you start to see everything that's going on in the realm, when you look at it from a spiritual perspective, that makes 150%
yeah,
sense.
and and it's not even like I would say it's not even like a you got a bad you got it's really like you can even put yourself around people that will limit what God is capable of doing,
Yes.
not necessarily know they're doing it. And so to a certain extent, people can be a product of their environment. A town can know how far, like this is how much you can succeed. They set the bar right here, not knowing that God is capable of just allowing everything. You
No
know,
limitations.
so I'm just making sure that I'm thinking from a more spiritual standpoint and not an earthly standpoint, because you talked to me a year and some change ago, like the weekend of my wedding, I was asking my fiance, my wife now, to use her credit card for my bachelor weekend. I had no money. I was getting married with no car, no money. Like what's what's wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like I was going through a lot, but I feel like through it all, I just kept the faith. And where I am now, it's just like, oh, that's only what God, that's only God. Like, I don't know what else to say it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's only the good doings of my stewardship and my consistency of just praying and making sure that I was just clear, like in God. So
yeah,
put yourself around certain people that go, oh, no, I can't do that because I got da, 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 da. And they start limiting their goals. And then you start doing it. And you don't even realize you're doing it. And so it's really important to sometimes just, you have to before you go back into the space, separate yourself and have crazy faith. Mike Todd says it, have crazy, just trust yourself. Like, trust God. You know what I'm saying? Don't even put your worries, put everything that you have, just put it in Him, and then just see how crazy things can happen in your life.
yeah. With the
Your
quickness,
life can change in 1 year. I'm telling you.
bro.
I'm about to pass the collection plate around on y'all. I can't even. I can't
Nah,
do this.
but it's so crazy you say that because, like, I see people like LaRussell. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? He's just been building and building and building. And like you said, it just take that 1 year. Little baby said that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
just
saying?
you get all the no's.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know how different we would act if we knew our yes was on 1,415? We would take 1,411, 1,412. We would take the no's like, yeah, all right, no, okay, it's almost here. You know what I'm saying? But that's what faith is not knowing when the yes will be. It's trusting that it will come.
Yeah.
So when we operate like that and it comes, be happy. But when really great successes come, when I land a brand deal or when someone wants to come speak here or I do certain things just where I am in life, I am super grateful, but I'm not like shocked. I prayed for it. Why would I be shocked about something that I prayed for? You know what I'm saying?
You knew it was coming.
Know what's coming. And you can, and it's not even be shocked. You got to be like so happy that you're like, oh my goodness, I prayed for this. I manifested this. It's like, let me be happy. Let me be thankful for this rather than like, me? What? No. I have had imposter syndrome in certain areas where I'm like in a space, I'm like, why am I here? Like,
Mhm.
and so, yeah, it's a matter of just battling both. So, you know, we're human as well. It's really important to know that we're human too. So
Yeah.
day to day, like it's just that's literally what I just battle day to day. And my wife is right there with me. I love it. She's like the best companion to go through. Mike loves my wife too. He worked
Yeah.
with um
Yeah.
August Wilson joint.
Yeah.
Y'all work together actually.
Yeah. Cause she had came with Miss Nikki, and then we had all just like we were just representing the A together. So yeah, it was just
That
love.
whole internship sparked her love for the administrative side of the arts. So,
Mm.
yeah. So that's what made her
Yeah.
get. She got into casting that way. She things just opened for her after that. So,
Man, hey, send her my love
well,
always.
she just walked in. We was talking about tournaments when she upstairs with the kid. So yeah, yeah.
So listen, what is your personal motto?
Motto.
Yeah, like motto. Yeah.
I thought you said model. I was like, I don't think I
Nah, bro. No, 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 no.
don't think I
Motto.
don't. Oh, hold on. I think I might have wrote it down.
Hmm.
I think right now, Second Corinthians, walk by faith and not by sight.
Mm. Come on now.
That's it.
Come on,
Walk.
somebody. With the mic drop.
Yeah, the way I just felt that.
Straight down my back. Just went
That
straight down my
right.
back.
Yeah. No matter
Section.
like that's it is the best too. It feels so cool when you like just in any aspect, when you just trust that anything will happen. You have faith in it and you see it come to pass. Like it is just yeah, that's just how I live. So
Man, listen. This has been a beautiful, beautiful interview, my brother.
appreciate it, man. Much love.
Hey, man. So, if folks don't already know, where can they find you at on socials?
Socials, all socials, Instagram and just TikTok, Jonathan Bynoe or Jonathan R. Bynoe on Instagram. Follow me for some good laughs. Clean.
Love it.
Man.
So I
Appreciate you.
appreciate you so much, Jonathan, for stopping through with us, brother. We appreciate you for making time. Um, I'm T. Hardaway,
And I'm Michaeel Bahsil.
and together we had a Did It for the Hood podcast, baby. Tune back in. You know we're gonna turn up as per usual, bring y'all that good content and those good interviews.